ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, good day, good night. And I welcome you to our podcast, Yogi's podcast, I guess I call it. And today we have a very sweet, one of my good old friends, Krish.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
haven't talked in a while,
Yes.
so yeah, Krish, you can say a couple of words of introduction if someone doesn't know you.
Yeah. So my name is Krish. I'm 18 years old. I'm a big follower and devotee of Sadhguru. I've been to the Isha Yoga Center twice in 2024 and 2025 also. 2024 I was there on Guru Purnima. Sadhguru wasn't there unfortunately. And then I wanted to see him really badly, so I went to a Greater Festival. One of my good Ishanga friends from Germany, he's called Ismail, shout out to him. He pointed out that Sadhguru is coming to Cologne. So I went to Cologne to see Sadhguru there. And at the Isha Yoga Center, I also saw Sadhguru driving by. I'm talking about Sadhguru because I mean he's a big part of my life, and yeah, that's the reason. But about myself, yeah, I'm 18 years old. I'm doing a little bit of sadhana, but right now I'm not really keeping it up. Um, I had a phase where I did Shambhavi regularly and all the other practices where I learned Buddha Shuddhi and various practices, but now I don't really keep them up. But I'm still very much into spirituality, and I also follow Shavakala Shambhu, which I revere a lot for his wisdom and everything he has offered to us with his YouTube videos. I'm also a big follower of him, a long time follower, I would say. And yes, it's great that you have me on your podcast, Alex. Thank you
For
very
sure,
much.
thank you for coming. Yeah, I also want to take a little time to shout out Shiva because his birthday already happened at his time zone. So
Oh, I
he,
didn't know.
yeah, he today, not today at European time zone, but he is already 7th October. He is 30 years old.
Hmm.
So big shout out to him. Hap-
Yeah, happy birthday.
yeah, happy
I
birthday,
mean,
Shiva. Happy birthday.
advance. Hope you have a great birthday and enjoy your day and enjoy your life. I mean, life's progressing for you. I see you're in Bali right now and making great steps, going a little bit viral also, and having great people, conscious people around you. And I think that's great because you really built some kind of sangha and a really big community, spiritual community with conscious people. And I think that's great, and I think that will accelerate very much in the next years in Bali. And if I get the opportunity, I would also like to join. So maybe I'll join. But yeah, first I'm going to see Sadhguru in London. So yeah, take it away, Alex.
Yeah. So we didn't really have plans on this podcast. We just wanted
Mhm.
to talk a little about life, about upcoming events, or just events that already happened. So yeah, Krish, what are your, I don't know, thoughts, or maybe, yeah, what are your thoughts on upcoming event in London? How do you see yourself in it? What are the emotions?
Yeah, so I'm going to see Sadhguru in London in the Soak in the Ecstasy of Enlightenment program on the 22nd November, I think. And it's my first solo trip, and I'm very much excited. There's a little bit of anxiety in me because Like I said, it's my first solo trip. Otherwise, I did many trips. 9 times I went to India, in North India, South India. I went to I'm from Germany, so I went to the Netherlands and Austria and Switzerland. But I never took a solo flight, so I'm very excited. So there's a little bit of excitement and also anxiety in me, but I think with Sadhguru's grace, everything will be handled perfectly. And I'm very excited because this is my, I would say, second real Isha program, because my first Isha program was Guru Purnima in 2024, and then on 2025, when I went to the Isha Yoga Center, I didn't really attend any programs. Yeah, I did midnight meditation and Dhyana Linga, for example, but I wouldn't call that a program. So yeah, Guru Purnima 2024, and now my second real Isha program in person with Sadhguru, seeing Sadhguru physically. Uh, this will be Soak in the Ecstasy of Enlightenment in London. It's a 9-hour program, and I think I'll benefit greatly from that. And I'm very much looking forward to this, because I think this will be a great opportunity to enhance my spiritual evolution and to intensify my spiritual sadhana and also my life. So yeah, these are basically my thoughts on that.
Well, I'm very, Krish, I'm very excited for you and for everyone who uh, just so happened to meet Sadhguru or be in his presence, because I guess I cannot say that it is unfortunate, but it was my little dream to see Sadhguru, to experience him, and it is still is. But
Yes.
what I realized, and maybe it is directly from Sadhguru, maybe not. I guess it is, because he is connected to everyone who is open to him.
Yes.
It just so happened that now I started to need to be in his physical presence much less. I started meditating more. I started doing not only my Shambhavi, but I just started being silent and still. And
Yeah.
also, I had a really, really interesting experience yesterday. I
Hmm.
just wanted to meditate before sleep, and somehow I went completely. No, I know how I did it. I just started to paying a lot of attention to my heartbeat, and the connection between the heartbeat and the breath.
Hmm.
And I started doing longer and longer breaths, and
Yeah.
it my body just went completely still,
Wow.
completely. And it's like it's like someone put a crown on you. It's just my body started energizing with some cosmic energy. It is in my experience. It was so. So,
Wow.
and yeah, I just realized that when you are spiritually empowered, when you are spiritually intense, yeah, and also I realized that I need to be intense, and in that exact moment it happened. The energizing happened. So
Hmm.
you have to be intense on spiritual path, because otherwise you just won't see or experience or benefit much. It's just how it is. And
For sure.
yeah, what did you say? You said something.
Oh no, I just said for sure.
Oh yeah,
You definitely need to be intense.
Yes.
because you need to be exuberant as a life, and you need to live life pretty much untouched, is what I realized. I went through so many life situations, many of them were very much difficult and you could say even traumatizing situations. But I realized that Sadhguru once said, these situations, difficult situations, can either hurt you or you can get empowered by them and get wiser by them and learn from them. So, yes, and you need to be intense for this to happen. So, if you are on the spiritual path or if you are spiritually inclined, you need intensity, either intensity of emotion, which is bhakti yoga, or you need intense focus on your own body and mind and your inner state and that which is beyond the body and mind, which is kriya yoga, or you need an intense and very sharp intellect, which is jnana yoga, if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Gyana.
Mm. Jnana yoga, exactly. And yeah, what's the fourth path?
The fourth,
Bhakti,
I,
Kriya.
I don't even want to say it's a different path. I want to put it as uh,
I think it's karma.
yes,
Yes.
it is it is karma yoga. I just want to put it in different word, not as a whole path, because one path cannot be complete. You need all four to function
Yes,
to function
absolutely,
100%.
absolutely. That's absolutely true. Yes, like Sadhguru once said, you need four wheels to drive. People are trying to drive on one wheel by only doing bhakti yoga or only doing kriya yoga, but this won't happen. Uh, and realization and big experiences won't happen like that. Sadhguru shared a wonderful story. Maybe you have heard of it, where there were four yogis and
Yes.
there was an intense storm happening. They were in a tropical rainforest, and they all thought their path was the right path. The bhakti yoga guy thought bhakti is it. If I'm very devoted to my deity, to my God, he will just bring me to mukti. He will just make it happen for me. The Kriya Yogi thought, if I'm just doing my inner actions, if I'm just performing inner activity, being active, very, very much active and intense, and still at the same time, this will get me to ultimate realization or mukti. And the Gnana Yogi thought, oh no, I think just learning the scriptures and just gaining wisdom through clarity is the path. So yeah, and the Karma Yogi thought, yeah, if I'm just doing good things and I'm offering myself to humanity, absolutely, this will bring me everything. This will bring me mukti. So all these four yogis were in the rainforest, and there was a big storm happening, a really big storm, and you could say maybe there was a tornado. It was very windy and a lot of rain, and a lot of rain, like a kind of situation where it's about life or death. So they saw a temple, and they got into this temple not because of the murti, uh, but because the murti was in the middle of the temple, and they all went to the middle and hugged the murti. Not because they loved the Murti or anything, because they loved the god, just because they wanted to have wanted to be safe from the rain and the wind, because it was blowing from all kinds of directions, and only there was like a possible chance for them to survive in this huge storm. So then God came, and he said, "You fools, you always thought your way was the right way." And the Kriya Yogi said, "Why now? I did so much Kriya Yoga. I did so much inner work. I did so much sadhana. I did hours of sadhana, dedicated and also very, very intense sadhana." And the Bhakti yoga guys, yogi, said, "Oh, I was so devoted. I had pure devotion, pure love for you. Had I dedicated my whole life to you. Why are you coming now?" And God said, "You four fools, now that you have united, you finally united, and now I have came because you fools finally united." So that's a beautiful story. I think I didn't tell it as good as Sadhguru told it,
Yeah,
but
you did it your own way, but it is good. It is quite
but
nice.
I guess people will get the point. So you need every one of the four parts, and
Yes,
yes, that's a very beautiful story I wanted to share.
exactly. Thank you for sharing. It is nice and refreshing to hear those stories. Well,
Yes,
what more can we talk about? If
yes, why not?
um, so yeah, maybe you have some questions to me. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I do have some questions.
Yeah,
So,
go on.
did you see Sadhguru physically
Never,
once till now? Never.
never, never.
Okay. So this will happen in the future.
Yes,
I'm very sure about that because I can see your dedication, I can see your intensity, and I mean we're only two years apart. You're 16, I'm 18, and I made it happen for myself, and just it didn't really happen. Of course, I was very dedicated, but I just trusted the process, and with the necessary grace of Shiva and Sadhguru, I met him. And this has really changed me. Since I met him, my life is kind of on fast forward. The good things, but also the bad things, are playing out really fast in my life. And so meeting him in London will be a very intense experience, and I think it will really accelerate my life, and I hope it will change my outlook on life and, of course, my inner state of being. And yeah, I don't have any further questions actually uh, right now. No
okay.
questions coming to my mind.
Well, let me see if I have any questions to you.
Yes, go on.
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind it being on recording, if you mind, we can discuss it in public. I'm sorry, discuss it in private, not in public. But I actually wanted to ask why is there a problem with practices with sadhana in you with you and sadhana?
So, mm, I guess it's really just my dedication, because I know there's a lot of time in my life. I have 24 hours in a day, so there is a lot of time, but I always put other things above it. and also you need a certain discipline for it, and especially like you have to have a 4.5 hour gap after eating to do Shambhavi, and these things, and also just my general dedication. On some days I feel like I have low energy, and then it feels really difficult to do the sadhana. But if I do it, then afterwards I feel great. For example, Navratri, I did 4 days of sadhana. I unfortunately didn't do the whole 9 days of Navratri sadhana. I should have done it, but now it's over and I can't change it. Last Navratri, I did all 9 days of sadhana, which was a very beautiful experience. But this time I had a day, I think on a third or fourth day. I was really tired and exhausted because of all these things happening in my personal life, private life, and some discussions with my mother, and school. Also, uh, some very difficult things happening in school. So I didn't want to do it, but then I realized, if I just go through it, um, it might not be effortless. Sadhguru sometimes says, with the necessary grace, every sadhana will be effortless. But maybe it's just me, maybe I don't have the necessary receptivity for it. But for me, sometimes it really does feel hard, and it isn't really as effortless as people think. Um, but yeah, with this Navratri sadhana experience on the fourth day, where I struggled the whole day, basically, but then still did my sadhana, even though I had low energy and everything. Afterwards, I felt so good, and I felt like I was loosening some kind of blockage in me, and I was realizing that this is really the most important thing and the best thing I can do with my time. So I guess I should move on and forward with my Shambhavi. Still, till now, I haven't finished my mandala. When I was with my aunt in Uttarakhand, which is in the northern part of India, I did practice Shambhavi, but it was a whole different situation. There was a lot of family support and everything, and the whole situation was different. And the whole house was also different. In India, there's a culture: if you build a house, you first have to, or most people first take advice from some kind of yogi or some kind of pandit or some kind of wise person, how to build the house and how to get the right geometry. And in that house there was a big, really big 3D picture of Rama. uh, maybe you know this very famous Rama temple. I don't know exactly where it is, but I think it's 1,000 of years old, and they took a lot of time to rebuild it. But with Modi's dedication, they finally rebuilt it, and Sadhguru visited it, and she has a really big 3D printed picture, like really, really big,
Okay.
um, almost as big as me, and many deities, and there's a puja room, and the whole energy was very different there. In India, in the northern part of India, especially Uttarakhand. If you ask people in India, they'll say, "Oh yeah, Uttarakhand is the holy land. It's the state of the holy people. It's the state of high energy and high frequency." And there, with this atmosphere, it was really easy to keep up Shambhavi. So there, I did my highest streak, I think, of 14 or maybe even 16 days.
Okay.
But then my flight came, and from Uttarakhand, from the certain place where my aunt lives. I can say it, it's Dehradun, because it's not a small village or something, it's a big city. But when that came, it was a very long drive. In India, if you drive 120 kilometers, it's not like here in Germany, you reach it in 1 hour. There, it takes like 5, 6, maybe even 7 hours for, let's say, 150, 160 kilometer drive. And I was really exhausted. And then also, I still did my Shambhavi. Then in the evening at before midnight, because you shouldn't do your sadhana exactly at midnight, but before midnight. But then my flight came, and the flight is 8, 9 hours, and then I basically dropped the practice because of my flight time, and I felt so exhausted. And I came back to Germany, and again I fell back into the old cycles, and this was really bad because I couldn't keep this kind of inner atmosphere, because this is definitely a thing. The outer atmosphere and where you live and the location and the people and the energy definitely impact you on the inside. Maybe if you're like Sadhguru or a realized yogi, you can be anywhere in the world. You can be in Alaska, you can even be on Mars. And if in 2032 or 2035 Elon Musk is going to Mars, Sadhguru might not be there, unfortunately. But the point I'm trying to make is he could be on Mars, and still in this atmosphere, he could still be completely fulfilled and do whatever he wants very consciously. So I'm still working on achieving the state where I'm not really impacted by the outside situations. But in Germany, I fell back into my old compulsive cycles of like a lot of, for example, phone addiction and things like that. Things you really don't even want to admit, but it's like a dark thing. I guess Shiva also experienced this. He was in his room for like a couple of years, stayed in his room a lot. Uh, I'm not saying this in any disrespectful way, but I saw a video where Reese talked about this, that Shiva looked like he just came out of a cave when he when he went to Bali. And so yeah, I guess it's the whole atmosphere here, and my schedule of 10 hours in school. But I know I know these still are just some excuses to not do my sadhana, and I do realize that. Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. That's I won't judge. No one will judge you, and if anyone will, just don't listen to them. Um, but yeah, I think what I can say is when you have a lot of pressure on you, a lot of maybe you feel some stress or something like this, you should start slowly with the spiritual practices because they can really harm you. I mean, not like
Yeah,
harm you in a. They can cause pain. Let's say it like this. They can cause pain
for
uh,
sure.
in a
So,
good way, but you may think it is harmful for you. And
yeah.
so when I dropped my Shambhavi for some time, and then I wanted to come back to it, I first started to do Miracle of Mind
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
meditation, and then I started to do Shambhavi. And also,
yeah.
as Shiva said to me, you can you can do one cycle of Shambhavi per day if you don't have time, if you need a big time to sleep or something like this, or big time to, I don't know, eat. By the way, you said you need 5.5 hours of gap.
No, like 4.5 hours
Okay,
after a full meal is recommended.
I
It's
saw
one.
only four. hours without.
4.5. Yeah, 4.5 hours.
Okay. Well, mostly I do shambari at the morning in the morning, so it's not really a problem for me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, anyways, what more can we say? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you should practice. You should practice meditation, and
Yeah.
it is for your own well-being and health and
Yeah.
prosperity.
Mm,
Um
that's true. Um, Maybe can I share some experience I had in Italy on my class trip?
oh, of course, it's a
Okay.
great thing, of course.
So I was in Italy going on a class trip with my whole class. Almost 60 to 70 people were there, and I conducted a little yoga program. I taught them. First, they wanted to do like the YouTube yoga. You know, they're like Western YouTube yogis who don't really do it uh,
Properly.
probably. Yeah, but first I wanted to do this, but then my teacher told me, yeah, maybe you can introduce us to something. So I said, yeah, why not? And I taught them yoga namaskar. We did 3 cycles of yoga namaskar, and also isha kriya. And I really felt like a Isha yoga teacher in that moment. It was a great feeling to teach people yoga and kind of place a seed in them in a way. Not like, of course, it's not like a initiation uh, by Sadhguru himself, but like it felt really great to teach them yoga. So I taught these classmates yoga namaskar 3 cycles. We did it. It's for overall well-being, and then Isha Kriya, and then I introduced them to the miracle of mind. I also talked about my own spiritual journey and my ashram visits and everything. I won't go into detail because it's a long story, but yeah, I talked about this with a few people that were spiritually inclined, and I also was very surprised because I thought, especially in my class, but maybe even in general, in my generation, people are not that spiritually inclined, but they are. I, for example, I talked to some people who asked me, Krish, is it possible to achieve like a kind of high, a kind of like drunkenness or intoxication with yogic practices or meditations? And I told them, yes, it's very much possible. And actually, your brain has endocannabinoid receptors which are waiting for you to produce them in your brain. So I also talked about my own experiences where I felt ecstatic. They asked me, Krish, did you have any experience like that where you didn't take any substance but felt ecstatic and felt like you were high? And I told them, yes, I had particular moments. I didn't tell them exactly what it was and where it was, but now in this video I can share it. It was on Guru Purnima 2024, where Sadhguru wasn't there, but Sadhguru often says his absence is stronger than his presence, oftentimes. There I had an extremely kind of ecstatic moment um, where I was just dancing and I was just losing myself. Also in 2025 on Amavasya, I did midnight meditation in Dhyana Linga, and before that, there was some kind of special occasion, and from a local temple they invited some people who are like drummers, traditional drummers, and the whole ashram danced, and so many people came there in the middle where Nandi is standing, and like surrounded Nandi on the left side, woman on the right side, man, and they were just dancing. And even then in 2025, at my second visit, I just felt completely intoxicated while dancing in a trance-like state. And so I told them, yes, it's very much possible. And yes, like I said, I was wondering that actually a lot of people of our generation, Gen Z, are spiritually inclined because they see that there are many benefits to meditation. And I told them there are two ways to do it. Either you can take something, you can take a drug or alcohol or something, and it will harm your body and it won't be good for you, or and it will be in a compulsive, unconscious way, or you do it consciously and do it via meditations and with yogic practices, and then it will not harm your body. It will actually be good for your body. Your body wants this, and they were very impressed. So yeah, I introduced them to the miracle of mind meditation, and even later, people asked me about that, and many individuals I introduced them to this, and it felt really good sharing this meditation. And even today, which was really interesting, I think three girls. I don't know why, but I feel like oftentimes, that's just my experience, girls are more uh, oftentimes more spiritually inclined in this generation, uh, rather than boys. But that's just, maybe it's just in my class and just like a thing where I live. But in we had a sport lesson today, and after the sport lesson, they told me, Krish, can we do the miracle of mind meditation together in our next sport lesson? And so I told them, yes, I will ask, we can ask our teacher if we can do that and meditate with our whole class. Or at least the people who want to do this, they can do this. And so we meditate together with my class. And I think I kind of, it felt like I placed the seed in them, like some kind of, how can you say it?
Possibility.
I Yeah, I prepared the earth and planted a seed for it to blossom. Maybe you could call it an initiation, but I'm not capable like Sadhguru is, so it's not in that way. But yeah, and they asked me, and I was very surprised because a lot of people are spiritually inclined, and in my generation, many people in my class told me that they meditate. Some meditate daily, and some do it occasionally. And I told them it's a great thing, and I told them, for me, Miracle of Mind works the best. And yes, I think that is awesome. That of course a lot of people are turning to drugs and alcohol and substances to gain some kind of peace, but it's only a small glimpse of the pleasure that is happening to you in a real meditative state. And it's harming your body, and it's the wrong way of doing it. And with meditation you can actually uh, be in an intoxicated state while uh, being very healthy, and it will be good for your body. And I think people in our generation are very interested in that because they see the negative side effects of drugs and alcohol. Yes.
Well, yeah, I for sure 100% agree with you on this topic. Um, yeah, there are actually a lot of um, people from our and previous generation um, who are spiritual, who are spiritual or spiritually inclined, if you can say that.
Yeah.
Uh, I have actually met, and I am I have a friend who does meditations, Wim Hof meditations. Um, yeah, and I also agree with you that women are generally more spiritual because they are more sensitive to different dimensions of life, not like
Yeah.
men who are more about dominating and showing
Yeah.
off.
It's very true. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, I guess I don't know what else could we talk about right now. I guess the video is pretty long enough.
Yeah. How long is it? If you can. 41? Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe in the future we can make more episodes like this on different topics.
yeah, for sure.
Uh,
We can invite different guests. So be
yeah, of course.
hit that follow button and be ready
Yeah.
for for more
Like,
episodes to come.
uh,
Of course,
yes.
like
And
and comment.
uh, do the miracle of mind meditation. It's only 7 minutes. Please do it. It will benefit your life. And yeah, like Sadhguru said when I was with him physically at the greater event, he said, implicate it in your life like you do it with brushing your teeth. Like nobody told you to brush your somebody told you to brush your teeth, but back then in the Western culture in the Wild West, people didn't brush their teeth, and their teeth fell apart, and they had like so much pain because of that. And then they slowly started to realize, oh, we need to do something about that. And so slowly over generations, they learned about that, and now our mothers are telling us pretty much when starting when we're a baby, telling us we should brush our teeth. And in the same way, we should also implicate meditation. So, like 3 minutes for your mental and oral health, and 7 minutes for your uh, mental health. And yes, implicate it in your life. And it shouldn't be organized by some specific group or by a guru or something. Of course, that's great, but it should be just a daily occurrence and not by any government or anything, or not led by anything. Everybody should do it, and it doesn't have anything to do with religion. It's pretty much just about your mental health. And because unfortunately scientists are predicting a suicide pandemic, first a mental health pandemic and then a suicide pandemic, where every second human being on planet Earth will have some kind of mental disease. So to prevent that, miracle of mind is definitely a solution and a preventive method. So please, I encourage all of the people viewing this video, do it 7 minutes at least, once, or if you can, twice a day, and it will improve your life, and implicate it like you do it with brushing your teeth. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Krish, for
Thank you for inviting me.
all the words of wisdom and clarity. Thank you guys for watching this video, and yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah,
Shambho.
see you. Shambho. Namaskaram.